Peace, everybody. Good morning. Let me just get to it, right? So, this video I'm making for the people who are very afraid to not vote for VP Harris. So, I've heard all over the internet, people that I know have expressed this to me personally, and since I've been uploading a few things here and there pertaining to voting green this year, some people have been saying things in the comments, and they're afraid to not vote for VP Harris because they're like, if we don't, Project 25. So let me say to y'all something. We always vote in fear. Election after election after election, we are trained to be that way. And I know that we usually think we're making our own choices and like, nah, I'm doing this because I'm smart and that's what I'm supposed to do. Listen, last time we voted for Biden because we were scared of Trump. Like, I can't let this nigga get in office, you know. Again, to Mark Lamont Hill's point, I heard him in something the other night, and he said Biden didn't actually like win the votes. Everybody was just kind of like, I guess I ain't better than this nigga over here, right? That's what we always do. That's what we have been trained to do, certainly in the Black American community. Somewhere along the line, we learned to fear. We learned that our votes were, you know, there's always this understanding, I guess, that no, they all ain't no good, so vote for the lesser evil, as opposed to voting for the greater good, right? And my take on this, and I'm saying that from a place of, I was in that whole vote, like, for sure. I'm black, I'm Democrat, I'm voting Democrat. It don't matter. I know nothing about these people politics. Oh, time to vote. All right, let me go do Democrat. I know none of these people's names. I don't know who they are locally or anything. I'm just going Democrat because I ain't doing Republican. And you know, that's what it has been for years. And this is what we have been, again, taught. We're not taught to be politically astute. It's just fear, Democrat, keep it moving. We don't keep abreast of anything that's going on politically during the year at all. We just get mad if what they doing, going up on prices, you know. Why? And we blame everything on the president, right? Biden's fault this happened, or it's Obama's fault that happened, or, you know, whatever. We don't know what we're doing. We're just going along. We're followers, just going with the pack, right? And so I started, to my children's point, to my children's, how do you say? My daughters, one in particular, well, one maybe more so than the other, but they're the ones who were like, well, check out this person right here, and these are her politics and stuff, right? And I looked at them, I was like, whoa, word? So here's why I say, and I'm gonna just give a few things. I'll make another video for my YouTube channel later, inshallah, going more into this. But some of the key factors for me deciding to go green is because, again, I believe that VP Harris ain't no different than Biden, ain't no different than any of the politicians who are in this for their careers, for their politics, for the money, you know, doing whatever it is their donors want, and because that's genuinely who they are. So again, so far as I know from reading, VP Harris's husband is a Zionist. Biden and the rest are extremely pro-Zionism. So that alone, I ain't with that. I'm just not. But the Steinwehr ticket, they are for equity across the board. So if you look at her plans and everything, they are for equity of all people. So when we talk about reparations for Black people, she is absolutely for cash, okay? Reparations for Black people. I am Afro-Indigenous. I do not believe that reparations for Black people should include land, because the land does not belong to the government. It is vastly stolen land. It don't belong to them to give to anybody. What they need to be doing is giving it back to Indigenous people, which brings me to another thing with the Steinwehr ticket. They are actually pro the land back movement. That is extremely important to me, not simply because I'm Indigenous, but also nobody ever thinks of Indigenous people until it's like November and you're supposed to be like, oh, Indian J, you know, oh, they were really done wrong. No, you can't have your land back. That shit is mine. But I mean, we know you're here, you know. Or Thanksgiving, when there's like this big debate, should you celebrate Thanksgiving? Should you not celebrate Thanksgiving? No, I do not. And so things of that nature. But nobody cares about Indigenous people. Let's keep that a gazillion. And let me just toss in there real quickly. Nobody, not even Black people, have it worse than Indigenous people. Get over it. And the fact, again, that the Steinwehr ticket is not only aware of what's going on within the Indigenous communities, they are willing to do something about it. That to me is huge, okay? Moving on. Women's rights. Thoroughly pro-women, they are. To the point where Jill is like, menstrual products, free. You shouldn't be paying for that. Me personally, I would be afraid to use products from the government, but that's me. I got my issues. But, you know, that's something else. The TSLBGTQIA community, again, being acknowledged. There are things that they want to do to help everybody. That's the thing. Everybody. Folks don't believe in equity. They just don't. It's like, no, forget them. What about me? What about me and mine? It's like, and I think that's a terrible part of American culture, Western culture, period, I would say. But specifically, American culture, we are very do for self. We don't give a darn about our neighbors anymore. And I think in most recent years, COVID proved that more than anything, because I'm sure you all remember going into the supermarket and that joint was bare, like everywhere you went. They had to start telling people, you can only get 2 of these bags of vegetables. Leave the rest for other people. You know, they had to crack down on stuff because God forbid we just on our own say, you know what, I don't want my neighbor to be hungry. I want my neighbor to be able to wipe their butts, you know. And so this is why I am very much for the Green Party. And I would say that if all of the people who are so afraid that Trump and his little minions are going to get in there and totally destroy everything that has been worked so hard for, that we have been able to you know, make better for people, for women, for Black people, because it seems those are the really 2 groups anybody seems to be really worried about. But all the positive changes that have taken place over the past several decades, if you're so afraid, all the people who are so afraid that he's going to come in and mess all that up, if they alone would vote green, instead of being afraid and sacrificing and having courage and saying, we ain't doing a lesser evil this time. Damn that. We're going to go with the people who are actually trying to do something for the people. Because, listen, understand that this huge empire, this machine, is not going to fall overnight. We have to work towards it, and we have to do it as a unit, as a people who are hell-bent on true change. You can't be like, I want it, but I might get a scratch. You know what I mean? The Last Poets have this piece called Niggas Are Scared of Revolution, right? And I would suggest everybody going over to YouTube and actually listen to it. And I mean listen to the lyrics. Because this was, I think they did this in maybe like 68 or 70, something like that. But it is so relevant still, because we have the same mentality still. And there's a particular line in there that always sticks out to me. And it says something to the point of, niggas say they want liberation, but when you say to niggas, come on, let's take our liberation, they say, how is this playing? And this is a constant. People, we say we want freedom. We say we want, this government's foot off our necks. We say we're sick of being oppressed, but we're really not. We're really not. We want to be. It's not to Butcher Ware's point in an interview he did a few months ago, and I actually have this clip on my TikTok. But to his point, he said, he's talking about liberals, but I would say liberals and like the average person, that it's not really that they want to dismantle the machine, it's that they want to be a part of it. They want equal parts of it. And so that's why you can hear, I know some people got a little bit pissed off of me using the term black supremacist. That's the real thing. You can be mad if you want, but it's true. If you close your eyes and listen to the average black person, you hear white supremacists. They say the same thing, the conservatism. Anyway, y'all know what I mean. They sound like conservatives. And so, they're anti-immigrants, they're anti-this, they're anti-that. They're just, folks don't want to dismantle the machine. They want to be embraced by it. And damn everybody else. Yeah, that's right. Why them Indians don't need reparations. They get free school. They get free that, which is a lie. Or let me not say a lie, because y'all just simply are ignorant and don't know. But it's just not true. So, again, going back, because I digress a little bit. Going back, if all the people who are simply afraid to not vote for VP Harris because you're like, well, she going to be the one that win, can't nobody else win. Yeah, I get it. She has this huge marketing thing going on, like millions and millions and millions of dollars, which should tell you right there, she ain't doing it for the people. I ain't hear, what's she doing for black people? What is she offering black people? Like nothing? Because she already knows she got the black vote. People gonna vote for her just because she black, and because she know they scared. Even though I believe that Kamala Harris is black, because blackness is not a real thing, therefore it's extremely nuanced, which is why me looking like this, I'm black, because it is a genetic thing. It's not only cultural, though I am culturally black too, but even though I believe that she is black, I also believe she understands the black community extremely well, and she knows, let me get out there and I'm gonna do the what they call that, like sorority walk or whatever. Let me go out there and dance a little bit. Let me go out there and let Meg Thee Stallion come up on here and twerk a little bit. Because she know people gonna be like, hell yeah, yeah. Let me have this big Litz DNC joint going on. And you know what I mean? And it's all, to me, it's all perfunctory symbolisms. It's all bones, no flesh. But she knows that. And politicians know that. That's why all politicians, I don't know why y'all coming for Kamala though, so far as like she's trying to get the black vote. Everybody try to get the black vote. Because obviously votes do mean something, contrary to what most people seem to think. It does mean something. And so if all those people who are afraid to not vote for her would actually vote for the candidate that I believe at least offers far more. And if all the Muslims who, like it or not, we have an obligation to be against genocide. Whether those people are Muslim or not, we have an obligation to be against genocide. And as our dear prophet said at Islam, that if you see a wrong, you have got to do something about it. You got to actively do something about it with your hands. If you can't do that, you got to speak out against it. If you just simply can't do that for whatever reason, then you have to hate it in your heart. And just simply hating it in your heart and doing nothing about it is the worst. It's the worst of Iman. So we have an obligation to do something about this. The 2.5 million registered Muslim voters need to be not voting, in my opinion, not voting for warmongers and people who are keeping this genocide in Palestine and all these proxy wars and such going. If that ain't from the Shayateen, bruh, like, what is it? So we have an obligation. Christian people, you have an obligation. Let me say, I know people always, religious people, what have you, always have these ideas like, oh no, they were just holy, they were just throwing roses or something. The Messiah Jesus was about that life. He was a revolutionary. He was flipping tables. He was telling his, Sahaba, his cohorts, like, yo, you ain't got no sword? Sell your coat, sell that jacket, get you a sword. It's about to be on and popping. And y'all can't be out there fist fighting, get a sword, because we got to take some heads. Period. Stop acting like the Messiah was this little wuss. He wasn't. The mere fact that he was going up against the Roman Empire, i.e., we have a Roman Empire here, tells you he was a rebel. He was about that life. And he wasn't just going to sit back like, oh my God, they might hit me though. I might die though. He wasn't, nah. He was like, let's do this. The Prophet Muhammad, same thing. He was like, let's do this. Like, what y'all think he was doing on the battlefield in Badr and Uhud? Again, like throwing roses? Alhamdulillah, please be Muslim. No, he was like, oh, you want to show me my pinky toe? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We are supposed to be revolutionaries, fighters, defenders of good. That's what we're supposed to do. And like it or not, you gotta sacrifice something for that. You have to be courageous for that. You have to not be willing to crumble from gaslighting and manipulation and people talking smack. Whatever. So what? Come on through with them votes. Let's get this going. We have to have people on the inside. And if we get people who are, again, for equity of all people everywhere, irregardless of their race, their ethnicity, their religion, their sexual orientation, any of that, they are saying, let's across the board, get this thing right. That's what we're supposed to be voting for. That's what we're supposed to be trying to get in office. Because remember, it won't just be those two, it'll be a whole cabinet. So in terms of the Green Party, if Jill Stein and Butch Ware get in office, what you think their cabinet gonna look like? It's gonna be people who rock with the same stuff they rock with, which is gonna be good for us. Anybody that VP Harris brings in, they're gonna be about the same ish that it's always been about. Don't get it twisted. People had this thing in their head all the time, like, oh, if we just get a woman, oh, if we just get a black person, oh, what that mean? When you all have gone through your whole lives, all these years, when have you ever had a situation with all women that everywhere that you ever met was good? How many of y'all done had women who straight lied on you, or who bust your window out, or all kind of stuff? All women are not good. All black people are not good. So VP Harris being in there means zero. She's just another. That's her crew. We not her crew. They are. So yeah, that's how I'm looking at all this. And yep, I'm voting green. And couldn't care less who don't like it. Call me not black. Call me anti. That kind of stuff never did anything for me, even when I was in middle school. I always did what I believed was the best option, regardless to what anybody around me had to say about it. Because again, you have to be courageous. I come from warrior people, without a doubt. From my Mohawk line, from my Bahamian line, from my Malinke line, from my Irish line, from my German line. We about that life. And I am who I am. I'm just not afraid to make videos bigging up the Green Party and stuff like that. I don't care what people who I know got to say about stuff. If I believe it's what's right, I for sure don't care about people online. Like, y'all are literally virtual to me. Like, you're not real. I don't know you. You could be a bot for all I know. So I'm not gonna let those sorts of things determine how I move. And I really don't think that any of you should either. You know, again, look at the facts. You don't have to believe anything I say. You can believe I'm a straight fool. Fine. Do yourself a favor and do your own research. Stop being scary. Stop being scary. Indigenous people, vote green. Black people, vote green. Women, green. Trans, gay, whatever. East Indian. Everybody, come on through. Let's get these people in office who are showing not, and don't come with it. Don't come to this with the mentality too that everybody ain't no good. You know, we tend to do that. A lot of times we get burned by people so much that we just believe there is no humanity anymore. That's just simply not true. It's not even logical. But also, don't think that just because, well, that's what she says she want to do, that don't mean she going to do it. First of all, even if only 50% of it got done, it is that 50% is far better than we're going to get with anybody else. But understand this, that the Steinwehr ticket are for the people. It was the people who will get them into office, and it's the people that will hold them accountable. And believe me, they know we ain't going for no BS. We're not going to, you know, sacrifice our votes to build this, how do you say it? I don't even know what to call it. To build this movement to dismantle this ridiculous empire, this horrid and oftentimes uncaring, well, almost all the time, uncaring to the people. We need health care. We need all these things for the people. And so we're not going to put everything into building this, and I'm new to the game, but to building this for us to get them up there in the White House, and then they don't follow through. It's not going to happen. But honestly, I just don't believe that they are those type of people. I believe that they are innately good and want to do for the people. I believe that they are indeed true revolutionaries. And I've been following Butch Ware for a very long time. So I'm seeing what he about. So just come on through with those. Long video, my bad. Peace.